is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. Listen, guys, I'm going to go a little bit further into this Married to Medicine quad showing up at the Bachelorette party. And I'm actually in agreement with Toya for asking Quad to leave. Let's just go ahead and get into this clip.
My bed. No, it's not. It's mine, and I'm doing it for you. And so let's be clear. Quad, as much as we would all like to catch up and figure out why we all got issues with Quad, this is not the time or place. And Phaedra, can you walk your friend out? Because I just feel like...
Would you like for me to say, or should I leave?
I think it's best for this occasion for you to leave. Walk her out, Phaedra.
Y'all be good? If Toya could get me out of this group, she would be so happy to sweep my ass right on out of this circle. It's fine. It's fine. It's been real. Toya's just a straight up enemy. I know.
All right, so you heard that. This, look, is entertainment. I get it, but we're here to discuss it. And it was just ridiculous for her to be there. The things that Quad has alleged about Dr. G, that, to be honest with you, I really don't think that it was all like that. I'm not saying that I was there. Obviously, I wasn't. But Quad doesn't strike me as a type to be held down by some man. And as much as people have just made Dr. G out to be a simp, a wimp, a punk, you know what I mean, a little mousy guy, as much as they've played him when it comes to him speeding off in a little PT Cruiser, making the squealing wheel sound as he drove away. Like, he strikes me as a type that is like he did on that episode where he's like, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. I'm out of here. You know, I believe that stuff that Quad has alleged about him, because she said, you know, you, whatever, you know, you did. And he said, well, this is what you did to me. But again, if it were like that, because I said this before and I'll say it again, if it were like that, why would you want to be in the vicinity of this man that was abusive to you? That's one of the main reasons why I don't believe it. I'm not saying that men who say that they haven't been are being honest, but in this particular situation, Quad is a type. She's done it not just to her ex-husband, but she's done it to other people. She accused Mariah of snorting coke, someone that she said was her best friend, which most of us don't believe that. Mariah's the one that created the show, and she wanted to drive her out. You know, she's done things when it comes to Toya and her husband. She's done things. Remember Lisa Nicole Cloud, I think her name was, and her husband, and she came out and accused them of some things. And that scene was funny because when Lisa responded, she was like, "What about you and your lesbian relationship, bitch?" And she threw the drink in Quad's face. Now that was funny. I'm not even gonna lie. That was funny. It was entertaining. But Toya did the right thing. Yeah, people could say, well, Quad, she showed up to the assignment. That was on her call sheet. She was supposed to be there and she showed up. Okay, whatever. You didn't have to show up. As many times as on these shows that somebody is supposed to be there and they decide that they're not going to go. This should have been one of the times when Quad should have been like, I'm not going to be there, because it was just inappropriate. She hadn't even met Dr. G's fiance yet, and for her to show up to that event. And that's why I talked about Dr. G's new wife before recently, where I was just like, is she naive or what? Because I feel that she's a little bit out of her league when it comes to these women. And I'm not talking about the money, because that stuff is superficial. Anybody can dress themselves up, wear the best lace front wigs and the best designer clothing and whatever. But honestly, all that stuff is superficial at the end of it all. But I'm talking about in terms of the low down things that can be said and done, the deviousness or whatever. I just don't feel that this is her league of people that she's used to being around. So when Quad asked her, would you like for me to leave? She couldn't even look Quad in her face because it was uncomfortable for her. That's just not the type of stuff that she does. Because she's probably thinking in her mind, why would this chick who used to be married to my husband, why would she even want to be here? Obviously, I don't want her here, but why would she want to be here? She's probably questioning that stuff as well. But, you know, Phaedra being her messy self, as usual, and Quad showing up to the Bachelorette party, I just feel was just dumb, ridiculous. And I'm glad that Toya spoke up and said, this is not the time or place, so I'm asking you to leave. And no, even though this is for her, meaning Letitia, this is my event, so I'm asking you to leave, and I'm here for it. Some people had their thoughts about it. Some people were like, why would Quad be there anyway? I agree. Someone else says Quad came to work. She looked at that call sheet. It said to arrive by 9 p.m. and that's what she did. She clocked in and clocked out. But either way, this was real life stuff that was happening. She was really having a bachelorette party. She's really getting married to Dr. Gregory. That just was inappropriate and out of line. I just really didn't feel that she should have been there, and I felt that Toya was right to ask her to leave. Someone else says, why go somewhere you weren't invited to for your ex-husband's new lady? That was strange. And some people feel like, well, why would she get a job at her husband's ex-wife job, though? I don't feel bad for her. But here's what I'm going to say to that, because I get why some people would think that, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe that when they offered Dr. Gregory and his new fiance / now wife to be a part of Married to Medicine, that they knew that Quad was going to be a part of it, because it really was questionable whether she was going to be coming back for a lot of us, for a lot of people, that she was going to be coming back. And if she did, would it be in a full-time capacity? Because again, it doesn't make sense for her to be on this show. Yeah, the Real Housewives, it doesn't make sense either, but it's pretty much been that way for years, where you have people who are not married and they're not housewives. If they are married, they have several jobs. Candy is not a housewife. She is married, but she's not a housewife. If anything, she's the one that is the main breadwinner. You know what I mean? So, like, that show has not made sense for years. Basketball Wives is mainly, you know, if we want to just be honest about it, most of it is like basketball side pieces, basketball whores, basketball ex-wives. But, you know, a lot of them haven't really been married, except for what, Jackie Christie? I mean, the person who created the show, the premise around it, she was already an ex-wife, Shawnee Henderson now, formerly O'Neill. So we can't compare Married to Medicine to shows like that, because they already didn't make sense. Married to Medicine made sense. And now having Phaedra on it and Quad, in my personal opinion, it doesn't make sense. Does it make for good TV? Of course. It's entertaining. But yet and still, if we're being real about it, it doesn't make sense. And Quad isn't really friends with these ladies. A lot of them don't really care for her, but they're like co-workers. So I just feel that Toya was right. And also, we have to remember that what goes around comes around. It was really crazy to me when Quad was having Mariah iced out, when Mariah created the show. So it's like, now you're surprised when your turn is coming around. You don't deserve to be there either. I mean, Mariah deserved to be there. I'm not saying she didn't deserve to be there either, but you don't deserve to be here. But you definitely didn't make sense being at this woman's bachelorette party. And I couldn't imagine being in that space. But some people thinking that, well, Dr. G and his new wife coming on this show, they were the one coming and gunning for Quad. I'll be honest. Production, I don't know them. but I feel like I know some things about how they work. And I don't believe that they discussed anything with them about Quad still being on the show. And if we're honest about it, at the time when they were on the show, Quad was still in contract negotiations. So technically she wasn't. And then Quad did the interview with Dr. Heavenly saying she felt disrespected because she had been on this show since its conception. You know how she likes to speak. and basically saying that she felt like it was disrespectful for them to have her ex-husband knowing the history. To be honest with you, we don't know the history, and we don't really believe that it was like that. Most people believe that Quad was in it to hit a lick, and she did, and she moved on up and moved on out. And she never really wanted to be the type of wife that she knew her husband wanted, which was a whole lot different than the type of life that she's living and leading now. So she's happy. That's fine. But don't say that production and the show owed her an explanation or owed her something to let her know that these two people were going to be a part of the show. She needed the check. I don't care how many investments she says she has or whatever. She needed the check. And that's why she's here. And anyone that says that Toya is jealous of Quad, I doubt it. I do believe that Quad is jealous of Toya, and not saying that she wants the type of life Toya has, but I believe that she is upset that her husband loves Toya the way she is, flaws and all, stands, 10 toes down with her through the good, the bad, and the ugly. They've moved a lot. We know that. They've had a lot of financial issues and struggles. We know that. But he's never to us shown the public that he has anything but love for Toya. And I believe that is what Quad is jealous of. The fact that she doesn't see any good qualities in Toya, but someone does see good qualities in her and loves her the way that she is. And that's what I believe that she's jealous of. I don't believe that she wants Dr. Eugene. I don't believe that she wants Toya's life at all. So when I say jealous, there are people that can be jealous of people when physically, materially, they have way more than that other person has, but they see something in that person that they don't like, and it embodies a spirit of jealousy. So when I speak about jealousy in these terms, that's what I'm speaking of, because some people are just so superficial where they just make it seem like the jealousy means it's about the stuff, and it's not always that. But anyway, guys, Quad being there, it made Letitia uncomfortable, but Toya, she was going to say what she had to say, and rightfully so. So I stand with Toya on this. And how soon we forget. Do you all remember when Phaedra was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Todd and Peter, I believe it was Todd and Peter, they brought Apollo's new girlfriend at the time to the grand opening of the Old Lady Gang restaurant? Phaedra wasn't there, but she heard about it. And Candy apologized to her for that and let her know, I didn't know. And I believe Candy. I don't believe she knew that was going to happen. And she told Phaedra about it. And she said, if I knew that they were going to do that, I would have shut it down. I would not have allowed that to happen. And, Phaedra, she was on her high horse saying, yeah, I just never would go that low or whatever. I guess until 2023. Okay. But anyway, guys, it's crazy. Yeah, it's reality TV, but this was a real life situation, and I just wasn't here for that. So I stand with Toya. I'm glad she told her to leave, and I'm glad Letitia, even though she couldn't really look her in the eye, she said, I just, don't think this is the place for you to be. So yeah, get out. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.